I, Dr. D. Padmavati, Professor and HOD, Triply Department. Good morning. Welcome you all for today's webinar on the Sustainable Developmental Goals by Prasiddhi Singh. Prasiddhi Singh, born on 31st October 2012, is a social entrepreneur and environmental activist hailing from Chengalpattu, Tamil Nadu. She is well noted for having led the plantation program of thousands and thousands of trees and 14 forests across the country through Prasiddhi Foundation, Forest Foundation, she has established in Puducherry and regularly carrying out environment activities. For her contribution in the field of social welfare, Singh is also presented with the Pradhana Mantri Rashtriya Bala Puraskar in 2021. So it's really pleasure to have you as a speaker for today's program. Welcome, Prasiddhi. Now I request our principal madam, who is constant source of inspiration for organizing events, which will help students for their all-round developments. So now over to our principal madam, Dr. B.L. Malleshwari ma'am. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Good morning to Madam Prasiddhi Singh, HOD Dr. Padmavati ma'am, Dinesh sir, and other faculty of Triply, and the student participants of this program. I once again welcome you all for this webinar on sustainable development goals. And this program has been conducted in association with Skillshark. Today, as Madam mentioned, today in these pandemic situations, because of the COVID conditions, everyone needs oxygen. So, and this webinar is timely conducted to help our students to plant at least one tree, one small plant at homes, and even under the NSS banner, our students, Sridevi Women's Engineering College students, they generally have the plants at our college. They'll definitely plant them, and they will try. And greenery is too much. I mean, I can say too much in the sense we have very much good greenery in our Sridevi Women's Engineering College. And Madam Prasiddhi, today we are very much fortunate enough to have you here as a speaker, and you are the best one who can influence our students in all the ways. Thank you so much, ma'am, for accepting our invitation. And my dear participants, please make use of this opportunity, and definitely you practice it, and you have to make our country a very bright one. Thank you all. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And now I request Mr. Ashar Ahmad sir, EV expert and entrepreneur representative of Skillshark, to address the participants. Over to you, sir.
A very good morning to all. First of all, I would like to thank Sridevi Women's Engineering College and Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering for providing us the opportunity to host this program today on this day, where we need serious concern, serious efforts towards our biodiversity, towards our environment, right? And associating with electric vehicle ecosystem, we are working in order to create electric vehicle ecosystem to reduce pollution, to solve the climate change problem and multiple other things associated with environment. So while you are from AAA department, many students from AAA department, they have joined. So as we understand, electric vehicle is the need in order to reduce the pollution, to tackle the climate change and other things. Why we are forgetting about the natural remedy, right? Forest. So we need to focus on that thing, and we need to understand in order to have sustainable future, we need to focus on our environment as well as the sustainable development goals. So I would like to welcome Prasiddhi Singh, and I would like to thank her for accepting the invitation to be guest speaker for today's session. Yeah, all the very best, all the participants. Thanks for joining, and yeah, I hope you'll utilize this opportunity very well. Thank you.
So thank you so much for such a generous introduction and giving me this opportunity to tell about the unit SDG goals. So before starting, good morning everyone, and thank you so much for this introduction. Thank you Skillshark and the college Sri Devi Engineering Women's College. So before moving ahead, I would like to show a short AV of me and about what I have done till now.
I have a dream to create fruit forest at schools and make a kids army to feed squirrels, birds, butterflies, and also give fresh fruits to everyone.
The total of biodiversity is immense, which is a good thing because the more biodiversity, the more secure all life on Earth is, including us.
So this was all about me and my journey. I'm also the brand ambassador of Save Girl Child, Educate Girl Child for Tamil Nadu. And I'm really happy to tell that recently I was awarded by the earthday.org, which is a prestigious award, and that too on a very global level. So these are a few press coverages about me. And recently, my Wikipedia page has also got featured. So now, let me take you through my journey. Let me share you my inspirations and my motivations. My biggest motivation is nature. I like to spend time with nature, with trees, bees, and seas. That I can spend hours and hours with them. And now I want you to look at this place where I am staying from my childhood in these amazing greenery. But one day, when I was just 4 years old in the year 2016. Vada cyclone hit the shore of Tamil Nadu. I saw trees falling down. I felt like they were crying. They were asking for help. And that's why, to restore the greenery, I started participating in several plantation drives every weekend for almost 2 years. And I knew that I have to plant trees. In fact, few were even 60 or 80 kilometers far away from my house. But still, I went there, and in 2018, after 2 good years of plantation and connecting with like-minded people and understanding the true need of the hours, at the age of 6, I launched Prasiddhi Forest Foundation in 2018 with the mission to plant 1 lakh trees. Of course, the journey was not easy. I put up stalls of eco kits and recycled paper pencils. I participated in fundraising campaigns. I took several online sessions, nationally and internationally. And this screenshot which you see is one which I conducted with an Australian professor, and that too on a global level, where students from across the globe had participated. And this is one of my yoga sessions which I conducted for the Rainbow School to raise funds. And recently, this is my new initiative, Art for Trees. So in this platform, through art, I spread awareness about climate change and environment. So I did whatever I could at that age to raise funds. I have created my own eco army, also with whom I collect seeds and plant in my nurseries. And of course, the farmers and gardeners who always helped me, who are my biggest support system throughout the entire plantation. And then my journey of plantation started. I planted 1, 2, 3, 4, more and more, and more and more and more, and many more to come. Till now, I have planted 15 fruit forests and planted 16,000 plus trees in government schools, trust lands, colleges, corporates, and have a mission to plant 1 lakh trees by the year 2022. So this is all about me. And now, before moving ahead to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, let me narrate you a small story. So are you ready? Then let me narrate. There was a log which was on fire. On that log, 5 frogs were sitting, and out of this, 3 of them decided to jump. Now, can you guess how many frogs might be sitting after a few hours on the log? Any guesses? Well, many of you might be thinking of 2 or 0 because the log was on fire. So everyone must have gone. But surprisingly, post few hours also, all the 5 frogs were still sitting on the log, because out of these 5, only the 3 decided to do something, but they did not act. And the other 2 did not even think to act. They were just happy with what is going on. And this is the reality with us also. We all just sit back even when we know that we are so near to the fire, which is poverty, injustice, climate change, and so many problems are surrounded by us. But we just browse these posts and forget about it. So, on this note, I would like to tell you about the 17 SDG goals, because the world is facing unprecedented challenges and humanity is faced with a choice to continue on an unsustainable trajectory or stop, listen, and learn from nature. Many of the solutions to the problems we encounter are woven in the fabric of the natural world. So in this session, I will take you through the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which individually we all should know and should try to make the best use of it. And today, together, we all will pledge to make this world a more equitable, happy, and healthy world. So, what are the Sustainable Development Goals? A set of 17 goals for the world's future through 2030, backed up by a set of 169 detailed targets. And all this was negotiated over 2 years in the United Nations. And it was agreed to by nearly all the world nations on 25th September 2015. Now, what is new and different about the 17 SDGs? First and most important, these goals are applied to every nation and every sector. Cities, businesses, schools, organizations, all are challenged to act. And this is called universality. So where we all together join hands and together we do something, together we act for a better future. And all countries have to agree. The second one is, it is recognized that the goals are all interconnected in a system. We cannot aim to achieve just one goal. We must achieve all of them because each one has its own importance within it. And this is called integration. And finally, it is widely recognized that achieving these goals involves making a very big fundamental changes in the way how we live on Earth. And this is called transformation. So now it's time that we take a tour of all the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and know its importance. First one is no poverty. Today, more than 1 billion people live in extreme poverty. They have less than even 10 rupees a day to spend for their living. Well, that's why SDG number 1 aims to end poverty in all its forms, everywhere. Its objectives include ensuring that the entire population, and especially the poorest and most vulnerable, have equal rights to economic resources, access to basic services, property, land control, natural resources, and even the new technologies. And that's what the first SDG, no poverty, aims for. Now, SDG number 2, zero hunger. Do you know almost 1,000 million people goes to bed hungry every night. At the same time, there are approximately 2 billion people that are overweight or obese. So, did you see the contrast? One place people have no food to eat, and another place people are overweighted. What an irony! That's why Goal 2 seeks sustainable solutions to end hunger in all its forms by 2030 and to achieve food security. The aim is to ensure that everyone, everywhere, has enough good quality food to lead a healthy life. SDG number 3. More than 6 million children died without celebrating its 5th birthday. That is more than 15,000 deaths each year. This statistics is only about children. Can you even imagine the big number? And that's why SDG number 3, which is good health and well-being, aspires to ensure health and well-being for all by 2030. It also aims to achieve universal health coverage and provide access to safe and effective medicines and vaccines for all. Now, are you one of those who is cribbing your online classes and studies at colleges? Let me tell you, today about 263 million children and youth are out of school. Can you imagine? And we are cribbing in our online classes. The Sustainable Development Goal. I'm sorry? Okay. Is an education goal which is quality education and aims to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Now, coming to important SDG number 5. Currently, 49 countries have no laws specifically protecting women from domestic violence. And for that, Goal 5 aims to eliminate all forms of discrimination and violence against women in the public and private spheres, and to undertake reforms to give women equal rights to economic resources and access to ownership of property. And as I am the brand ambassador of Save Girl Child, Educate Girl Child, I also aggressively work on this aspect. You see, so now taking you to the 6th SDG goal, we all have heard water, water everywhere, where not a single drop to drink. Do you know over 2 billion people are exposed to drinking water that was contaminated in India? Also, we are facing several water problems. And if this will be the condition, maybe the next generation will have only tears to drink water. But the sustainable management of water resources and access to safe water and sanitation are essential for unlocking economic growth and productivity. And so we should always remember to close the taps once we finish washing our hands, because we should never waste water, as we know the problems which are going on in the world. Now, coming to SDG number 7, affordable and clean energy. Today, in this digital world, we have access to fast internet, but more than 1 billion people don't have access to electricity. Can you imagine this? Goal 7 aims to correct the enormous imbalance by ensuring everyone has access to affordable, reliable, and modern energy services by the year 2030. And this is SDG number 7, affordable and clean energy. Next one is SDG number 8, which promotes and sustain inclusive and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. So this goal is decent work and economic growth. The next one is industry, innovation, and infrastructure, which aims to seek buildings which have resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. Now, many of us might get bullies because of our caste, our financial status, or from where we belong to, and thus Sustainable Development Goal 10 aims to reducing inequalities within and among countries. This SDG calls for reducing inequalities in income as well as those based on age, disability, race, origin, religion, or economic or other status within the countries, and to make a balance within all. SDG number 11, the city. Sustainable cities and communities. Make cities and human settlements more inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. It is also so important that walking and cycling are both affordable and accessible, and have accessible ways for the vulnerable, including women and the poor, to move about cities. Now, coming to SDG number 12, which is very, very important. Responsible consumption and production. Each year, the world generates roughly 1.3 billion tons of wastes. That's expected to soar to 4 billion tons by 2100. Imagine, like this, very soon we will be sitting on the dump of waste and not in our study rooms. It is indeed the truth if we act like this. Hence, SDG number 12 is instrumental for recalling economic, social, and environmental objectives and decoupling greenhouse gas emissions from economic growth for sustainable transport solutions, and such as resource efficiency are of utmost importance for the transport sector. A very important one. SDG number 6, climate action, about a planet. The planet's average surface temperature has risen about 1.18 degrees Celsius since the late 19th centuries, a change driven largely by increased carbon dioxide emissions into the atmosphere, and other human activities have caused a lot of problem to the environment. So that's why SDG 13 targets to strengthen resilience and adaptive capacity to climate-related hazards and natural disasters in all countries to improve Just a second. Right. And to tell more about climate actions and the environment. So, this was SDG 13, climate action. Now, going deep into the oceans. Oceans cover 70% of the planet. Earth is made up by 97% of Earth's water. Over 3 billion people depend on marine ecosystems to make their living. It's estimated that we only know 230,000 of the 2 million living species in the ocean, and more than 80% of the ocean remains unexplored. So, we humans have very little information about the world under Earth. World under Earth. So, you see that life below water targets to seek and prevent the reduced marine population and further the sustainable management and protection of the sustainable world below in the marines and coastal ecosystems. My favorite one, life on land. Tens of thousands of species, including 25% of all mammals and 13% of birds, are now threatened with extinction. This is because of hunting, poaching, and pollution, loss of habitat, the arrival of invasive species, and other human-caused problems. And Goal 15 calls for urgent action to halt the degradation of natural habitats and to end poaching and trafficking of animals, to integrate ecosystems and biodiversity values in the local planning and development processes. The 16th SDG, Peace, Justice, and Strong Institutions, promotes the rule of law at the national and international levels and ensures equal access to justice for all. And now the last one. What is SDG 17? Partnerships for the goals. It refers to the need for cross-sector and cross-country collaboration in pursuit of all goals by the year 2030. It is a vision for improved and more equitable trade, as well as coordinated investments, initiatives to promote sustainable development across the borders also. So you see, each goal is important in itself. It has its own reason or value within it, and they all are interconnected, one or the other way. So this was all about sustainable development goals, and these beautiful looking goals are important for even their colors. It was also important that they keep certain colors and associations that make us understand the goals properly. So you see, there are two goals related to water, and both of them are blue in color. And the energy goal is yellow like the sun. So, in the all SDG goals, Prasiddhi Forest Foundation mainly works with these 8 goals: good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, reduced inequalities, climate action, life below water, life on land, responsible consumption and production. So these all are interconnected together, and other goals are also associated with these. So we almost work with all the SDG goals. As today on 22nd May, it's Biodiversity Day, so I also want to tell something very important about biodiversity. It's all life on Earth, and you see, all the life are interlinked. We all have a purpose and part of an ecosystem. If a single link gets loosed or lost, our entire ecosystem has to suffer. So we started thinking that we are not a part of the ecosystem, and we started destroying forests. We started misusing of our natural resources. And now you see, we have taken nature in our hand, and now nature is playing its own game. Before, we used to cut the forests and took the green logs in the trucks, and now the same are filled with oxygen, which was free from the trees. So this is something that we are paying and suffering so much. And and our parents say that we are advancing. But what kind of advancement is this? Where we have to pay for water and air, which was free. Our ancestors drank from the river. Our grandpa drank from the well. Our mother and father drank from the tap. And we drink water from distilled water bottles. Maybe the next generation will drink water from water capsules. And the next generation will have no water to drink except tears to drink from. And in oxygen, I have already explained you what is going on and what we have done with nature. But still, we are not that late. We still have a chance to make a change, and all the living beings to join together and create a change to give back to what we have took from nature. So I request everyone to respect nature, connect with nature, and keep nature on the equal post, as from a bird to a whale and human beings. Everyone is important and have their own importance within. And we all are meant to be there, a part of the ecosystem for one reason. So you all can also be a change maker and make a difference by joining our Change Maker program. So over here, to join the Change Maker program, you can fill this link. So I'll send the link in chat. Okay, and or else you can scan this QR code from your phone or laptop. So please, you can start scanning it. So I hope you have started filling the form and participating.
Thank you very much, Prasiddhi, for such a wonderful interaction.
I just a few more slides left. So you can take a pledge through that form, and I promise to plant a tree on behalf of all of you, so that you can also feel like a change maker and an eco warrior who is doing something for the environment. So yes. And if you are still thinking, why do you have to be a change maker at all? Then I just have one simple thing to convey. Our planet is in desperate need of change makers. If not you, then who? So before I conclude my talk, as a small token of gratitude, I want to plant on behalf of everyone to support biodiversity and make the Mother Earth green. So, I'd like to end by saying, dream high, higher than the sky, think deep, deeper than the ocean, and act like trees, bees, and seeds. Thank you. And please fill the form. I'll also put it in chat. Yeah, I've put it in chat so you can fill the form. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prasiddhi, for such a insightful information about need of understanding the importance of sustainable development goals, and then understanding the role of biodiversity in our life. So, yeah, any questions from participant? And here we have shared the feedback link. You people can fill your feedback, as well as you can sign up for the challenge that Prasiddhi shared. So you can be a part of that also. And both the links are already there in chat box. You can refer to it. And yes, any question?
Thank you, Prasiddhi Singh ma'am. And thank you, Asharama sir.
You're welcome.